All right, student ID arrives. Now, we have to shift our mental time frame a little bit because we're working against a deadline. And that deadline is May 19th, which is when registration opens. Here's the thing about college registration. Classes are first come, first serve. And so there's a major incentive to register early so that you get first crack at the best classes at the best times. And so we want to maximize this to make sure that you're ready on May 19th to register. Now, that means we have to back up and figure out when you need to take the test. By May 12th, you're ready to test, okay? And what that gives you is 1 week in between those two dates to get signatures. You have to get counselors to sign off on your schedule. So there are high school counselors and there are Running Start counselor signatures that you need to get. That's why we have to have 1 week in between these two dates, so that you have time to get the signatures that you need and be ready to study on time. That means as soon as your student ID arrives, you can talk to the testing center and schedule when you want to take the test. And you want to do that, again, we're taking it, I want you to take it at Everett Community College. I believe you have the option of taking it in person or taking it online. So we can talk more about that as you get closer. But you can see how these things kind of stack up. So as soon as you get your student ID, you'll want to check in with the testing center and find out when and how you have options to take the test. Then by May 12th, we'll have all this preparation done and you will be ready to go and take the test. And then you'll have plenty of time to be ready by May 19th to start your registration. If you have problems with any of this Running Start stuff, call Anya. She works in the Running Start office at Edmonds Community College. I've talked to her and she said, please have your students call me if they have any problems. You can also text her. One cool thing about people who work at colleges is they are pretty cool about helping students figure out how to do this. They don't want to talk to your mom, they want to talk to you. So feel free to reach out to Anya if you have any questions. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you and I are going to be doing to help you prepare. This is the schedule that I worked out. As of Monday, April 11th, you will wrap up all of your Saxon homework and you'll be ready for your Keys to Algebra workbooks. There are 10 of them, and what I've done is spread them out over the course of 2.5 weeks. And when you first open them, you're gonna think, oh my gosh, this is so freaking easy. This is silly, right? It's gonna be multiplication. It's gonna be prime factors. It's gonna be adding signed numbers. And you're gonna think that I'm out of my mind. But by the time you work through the 10th book, you'll realize there's a method to my madness. And part of the problem is that, I mean, it's not really a problem, but part of the picture here is that you have been doing some very advanced work, but the test is going to cover some of these more intermediate algebra skills. So we need to go back and refresh your mind on all of these basics so that when you get to these sections in the test, you'll feel very comfortable. Right now, they're so easy that they would blow your mind. You're used to doing super difficult, you know, the trig identities and the logarithms. You've been doing some really difficult work. And so we want to go back to the basics and refresh your memory. Students always think I'm crazy, and then they come back to me and go, okay, I get it. Thank you for making me do the Keys to Algebra. Keys to Algebra, you will correct yourself. I am sending you my answer books. Here they are. If at all possible, get a parent to check for you. These are miniature versions of the actual pages. I usually recommend that students get a parent to do their correcting work for them because it takes a lot of time and it bogs you down. You, however, are a super independent, self-starting person. So if you want to check your own work, that's fine. Go ahead and do it as you proceed. But if you can get your mom or your dad to be your checker, we're doing the same thing. We're going for 100% accuracy. So usually what I tell students to do is work the entire book, right? Complete book 1. Give it to whoever's your checker. Have them check it while you start book number 2. Then you'll be working on this and they'll come back with hopefully a bunch of Post-it notes sticking out of this saying, oh, look, here's where you went wrong. Then you'll fix these, give it back to them to check again, and then continue on with book 2. As you get further into this, it'll be a little crazy. There will be a lot of books flying back and forth. But the goal is 7 books completely done. You and your parent sign here only when the book is completely done and completely correct. All right? So I'm giving you these answer booklets to facilitate that. And like I said, you can figure this out however you want. Our goal is to complete 4 books a week. Then when we've completed the last of the 10 books, these are the 3 different sections of the Accuplacer review materials. The names have changed slightly, but arithmetic is arithmetic. This quantitative reasoning is the elementary algebra. And then advanced algebra and functions is the 3rd book. I should change the names in here. Sorry, this is an old form. Then we'll have a few days to ask questions. Of course, we'll be checking in and making sure you're on track all through here. And then by Thursday, April 12th, you're ready to take the Accuplacer. And then I put the registration date on here too. That's the same information I have here. All right. So this will keep you on track. At first it seems easy and then it gets hard meeting these deadlines. So be aware that it's a lot, but we will not be doing Saxon. After you finish through lesson 100, you're done with Johnny Boy. So yay for that. Okay, I'm dropping off this to you. I'm dropping off the answer booklets to you. I'm gonna give you a copy of this. And remember, this is the class we're shooting for, Math 141, which is Pre-Cal 1. And then you'll take Pre-Cal 2, and then you'll be ready for Calculus. All right. That's all I have to say right now. If you have questions, reach out to me. We'll be in touch. We'll continue with our regular check-ins as we proceed through this part of the schedule. That's everything I can think of to say. Okay, that's all. Goodbye.